So one of the big differences from our game against Palace was that Palace played a two-man midfield, whereas you can see Twente have really packed the midfield there. So it was very difficult to play through them. And we talked about a shape numerous times in the last few videos, a 3-2-2 shape with the box here. And as you can see, there are three players in here, whereas Palace, they only had maybe one or two within the box. And this made it really difficult for us to play through the midfield. And chances had to come much more from the wing areas. Ten Hag talked about after the game how he thought we kind of took this game for granted or didn't take it seriously enough. And I think it's moments like this that really showed it. So Twente is going to swing the corner in. It's going to go past everybody. And it's a foot race between Dalot and this guy as to who's going to get the ball. Dalot gets there first, but he decides to do some back heel Ronaldo chop turn towards his own goal. Which, again, you can ask the question, if this was in the Premier League, would he have done that? I don't think so. We move it forward, and this guy beats Dalot to the ball now, and he's going to cross it into our box. It comes to this guy at the front post, who opens up his body, hits it first time with the left foot towards the far post, and the ball trickles just wide. If that had gone in, no one else to blame but ourselves. Our first big chance of the game came from a long ball into the box, so this is like a second phase of a corner, and all our players are pushed up. Bruno's going to play it into the box. Lisandro Martinez is able to win the header and knock it towards Xerxes. But this defender is able to nip in front, and he's able to get his foot on it, but it actually goes towards his own goal. And the keeper makes an acrobatic save. So while this was technically a chance, it's kind of discouraging that one of our best chances in the game came from a possible own goal. Our next chance came from one of the only times we could actually play through their press, through the midfield. So we can see that Eriksen has moved from this position out wide, and Dalot has inverted from his left back spot in here. And what's going to happen is Dalot's going to see that this space has freed up, and he's going to move in there, and Lisandro's going to spot him. So this player has got his marking shadow here, thinking that Dalot is there, and this player is drawn towards Eriksen, which leaves Dalot free, and Lisandro plays a lovely reverse ball disguised towards Dalot. And once Dalot receives it, he's able to just run, and look at all this space. This was very rare in this game, that we had so much space in the midfield. Dalot makes it all the way to the edge of the box, and he's able to play in Rashford, who's going to get onto the ball. Rashford's going to play it first time across the goal. And what Xerxes done is he's done a little movement towards this side of the defender, and he's going to cut inside here and make this run. But unfortunately, what that's done is throw off the timing a little bit. So because of this extra hitch in Xerxes' movement, he's not going to be able to get to the ball as it's played in. As you can see, the ball has gone past Xerxes, who we're seeing more and more slide game after game. But yeah, he's not able to make contact, and the defender is able to nip in front of Ahmad and clear it before Ahmad can hit it into the goal. So next we'll look at our goal. And we've got Twente penned in their own half here. Everyone's back. And we don't have a shape per se, but we can see a clear overload in this half of the pitch. Everyone's kind of moving around free-flowing, trying to find some spaces. So Martinez is going to play it out to Eriksen there, and Eriksen's going to play to Bruno. So Bruno shapes up to pass, and from this picture, you might think, oh, he's going to play it over the top to maybe Ahmad, to Xerxes maybe, but actually plays a lovely disguise pass to Dalot here, who's not being marked at all. Dalot's in a lot of space, but his touch kind of makes the ball bobble, and this defender is able to close him down and make a challenge. So this defender is able to get a foot in, and the ball kind of goes this way. As the ball is loose, it's a foot race between this guy and Eriksen as to who's going to get there. And of course, we know Eriksen gets there first, hits a lovely, powerful shot, curled effort into the far post, and it ends up in the back of the net. And Eriksen's got 3 goals and an assist in however many games? Yeah, he's on fire. Or so it seemed. Another encouraging thing is that we seem to be creating a few more chances from set pieces. So Eriksen's going to play the ball in. The ball kind of lands in between Maguire and Xerxes. It bounces up really nicely for Harry Maguire to hit it first time towards the goal. But the shot itself isn't that strong, and it goes straight to the keeper. Now the moment we've all been waiting for. The inexplicable Twente goal. So this guy's going to play it out to the right back. And look at where this guy picks up the ball. I mean, the most he should be able to do with it is maybe carry it here. Play it to this guy maybe. Play it back to the keeper. Play it. He shouldn't be able to go forward, is what I'm trying to say. So he gets to that spot. Rashford puts a half challenge in, but he's too weak and he just bounces off. But even still, you're thinking, well, there's no way he's going any further. You've got Bruno there. Eriksen there coming in. They should be able to stop him. But Bruno's kind of just too tired or too slow, and he just kind of jogs alongside him instead of putting a challenge in. But even still, you've got Lisandro Martinez here and Eriksen. Surely they're going to close the space and not let this guy through. No, jokes. He's able to just part the Red Sea here Martinez is obviously on a yellow card. He doesn't want to bring him down and get sent off. Eriksson, there's no excuse really. He's just too slow, not robust enough, and doesn't even get near him to put a challenge him. And as good as Eriksson is on the ball going forward, finding the passes, etc., this is the area of the game that he really lacks. And yeah, manifested in the goal. But even still, he's going to go straight towards Harry Maguire here. And usually, Harry Maguire stands tall. Even if he gets beat, even if the guy knocks the ball past him, he usually brings the man down, just stands his ground. So you're thinking, okay, we're safe. But inexplicably, Harry Maguire just sits on his ass. Like, I don't get it. He gets nutmegged to boot, and he doesn't even take the man out. He doesn't take the ball out. He doesn't halt this attack at all. Like, what are you doing, Harry? Like, I don't think I've ever seen Harry Maguire do this. Just flop to the floor. He usually, brings the man down or gets the ball, or he usually stands upright. I don't know what he was trying to do there. And I think this goes back to when Ten Hag said maybe we took this opponent for granted. Like, we were just making decisions that we normally wouldn't make. So as the ball is loose, going through Harry Maguire's legs, luckily we've got Ugarte to save the day. So he's going to go in there and make a challenge, get to the ball first, with the left foot, give it to Eriksson. As Eriksson picks up the ball here, we should be safe. The danger's over. He can just play to Dallo, who can maybe play back to Onana, or Eriksson can play back to Onana himself, and that's it. But we move the frame forward a little bit, and still Eriksson's got the ball, and he hasn't made a decision yet. It should be an easy pass to Dallo, and then easy pass to Onana, or again, straight to Onana himself, and that should be that. But for some reason, Eriksson just dawdles on the ball. And by the time he makes the decision to do anything, which is to turn inside of all places, the Twente player has closed him down. And of course, there's nobody here, so it's just going to be a straight path towards goal. And Onana, who's been playing well the last few games, he's not free of criticism either. So have a look at where this player takes his first touch inside the box. Now, most keepers would rush out and close the angle, because obviously, the tighter the angle, the harder it's going to be to score. But what Onana does is he just kind of claps his hands together and just says, bring it on. And have a look at where this guy shoots the ball from. Like, I'm pretty sure Onana could have closed the space if he wanted to, if he rushed out. So have a look at these pictures side by side. So this guy's got the ball there, and this is where he shoots from. So you're saying that by the time he gets to this position to shoot, Onana can't close this gap? I'm pretty sure he could have done that. Not only that, he guesses that this guy's going to shoot this side. You can see his weight is on this leg there, whereas the striker chooses to shoot a near post. And of course, the ball ends up in the back of the net with Onana just sprawled on the floor. And that's the difference between him and De Gea. De Gea is one of my favorite players of all time. Obviously, he didn't have a great ending to his career at United, but Onana just guesses way more than De Gea seemed to. De Gea was all about reactions. Of course, all goalkeepers have to anticipate, but Onana just seems to have in his mind what he's going to do before the striker even does it. And instead of it being reactions, maybe his reactions just aren't quick enough. But he seems to have his mind set on where he's going to go beforehand, premeditated, and just goes there without really reacting, let alone closing the space down. And it's just very frustrating to see sometimes. Our next chance comes from this left wing. So Garnacho has been subbed on, and he's going to cross it in, but it's going to evade everyone. As this defender picks it up, Mazraoui is going to close him down really quickly and put in a challenge. Ugarte is going to pick up the ball and give it to Bruno there. Bruno, with a Beckham-like shot, is going to try to bend it towards the far post. Not an easy shot from this angle from a right-footed player. The ball whistles wide. Bruno collapses to the floor and is helped up by Mason Mount. I think he knows that he probably hasn't had the best game so far this game. I mean, this is probably about as close as you can come to without, hitting the post and scoring. In the dying minutes of the game, we got our final really good chance. But again, from like an own goal kind of situation. From a set piece again. So this time, Bruno is going to play it in. Maguire wins it, as he often does in the box, and heads it towards the goal. This defender sticks the leg out, and it hits him off the leg and actually picks up pace and heads towards the goal. And everyone thinks we've scored. But the keeper is able to stretch his left hand out and palm the ball away. So in the end, it ended in a disappointing draw. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please consider subscribing and leave a like. Cheers.